Hey y'all, this is me, Thea. I am knocking these things out today. You hear me? Anyway, as the title says, I am coming on here to do my 50 random facts. I don't know if my life is as interesting for 50 facts, but I am definitely going to give it my best shot. So I don't have them written down or anything. I'm just going to fly off the seat of my pants, honey. So here is the first thing is I am a Virgo. August 25th is my birthday. And even though I am a summer baby, I don't like to be hot. I prefer to be cold, not like frigid bone cold where it gets so down like so I've lived in the Midwest and not that kind of cold, but like chilly, yeah, because here in Georgia a light coat is all, or jacket is all we need, and I'm good. So yeah, even though I'm a summer baby, I don't like the summer. Which also brings me to something that I learned about myself that I was not aware of, is that I am afraid of storms. I have been in 2 tornadoes since I've lived in South Georgia, and neither one of them were fun. The last one, I thought for sure, the building I was at work at the time, I thought for sure, and that was a couple years ago, I thought for sure that was it. And the only thing I could say was just Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. That's all. I went into our medical records room and anyway, so moving on. Storms, any threat of any significant weather or anything like that, it just paralyzes me. And I know, being a Christian, God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a power and a sound mind. But when you're in that situation and you've been in that situation before, it's making me tear up. And you've been in that situation before, and when you feel like your life is over, I'm deathly afraid of storms. I have gotten better though. I used to track them and okay, it's here, it's doing this, it's moving here. I would track them and I would plan, like I wouldn't be able to go to work, I wouldn't be able to drive. I've missed out on vacations that my family have taken because I'm like, well, I got to check the weather. If it's any threat of even a thunderstorm, that's how bad I am. Even a thunderstorm, this girl is not going. I've gotten a little bit better with that because at least now I will work and I will travel and things like that. But if I don't have to be out, like once I'm at work, I won't go see like any clients or anything like that. I prefer to stay put once I'm, there, if we're going to have any type of weather during that day or even that week. So, even though we can get thunderstorms in the winter, I prefer the cooler months because the cooler months don't bring as much of a threat. So that's that. What else about me? Let's see. I was not raised with my parents. My mother's oldest sister got custody of me when I was 8. And then my brother and I were 6 years apart, so they pretty much raised him from about 5 or so. So yeah, I was a ward of the court and all of that, and I wonder sometimes what life would have been like being raised in a dual parent, even though my aunt and uncle, fabulous. But, you know, it's a difference when it's not like your parents, but they raised me like I couldn't have had a better upbringing. But I just sometimes, you know, you just wonder. Let's see. I had private education my whole life. I've never been in public. I've never had a public education. And even now that I've gone back to school, I'm in a private institution now. So that's kind of funny. I am a criminal justice major with a concentration in human services. I'm a people's person. I don't like to be around people all the time because I like to do things a lot by myself, but I am a very strong individual, and so I like to be the voice for those who feel like they have no voice or who can't even speak for themselves. You know, I like to be that voice and get help and help them in any way that I can. I love doing those types of things. So with being a criminal justice major, what I want to do is, now that I work with the children who have the aggression and stuff, I want to work on the other side of that, you know, which would be the criminal side, and say, hey, you know, let's fix this, or how can, now that you're here, let's figure out a plan and things like that. So that's what I want to do. It was either that or social work, and I just feel like this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. So, and let's see what else about me. I grew up in Los Angeles. Well, actually Inglewood, but if you cross the street and went down the street, you were in LA. Go figure. So I just say LA, but I really grew up in Inglewood, California, for those of you who are familiar. Let's see, what else is there about me? I have never been to a rap concert. I grew up loving what's his name? Ice Cube. Good Lord, I kept wanting to say 50 Cent, but I'm like, I didn't grow up on 50 Cent. I grew up on Ice Cube and, you know, Snoop Doggy Dogg. So I used to love rap back in the day. Now I can't stand rap because, for one, I don't know what they're saying. But I grew up, but I never went to a concert. I never, Warren G and all of them. Nope, not this girl. No sirree, Bob Jr. What else about me? Okay, so I told you guys that I've always had private institution schooling type stuff, right? The first school, college, university that I went to, don't tell nobody, but I got kicked out, y'all. This girl was something serious when she was younger. Y'all hear me? Oh my God. So I actually got kicked out, thrown out, expelled. You can't come back. Go far, 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 far away. Because I broke into like one of the social gathering halls. It was called a wigwam. I don't know why it was called a wigwam, but that was the name. And so it was like a little recreational thing. And so my boyfriend at the time, we broke in there and we were drinking, having sex, smoking weed, doing all that kind of stuff. And then I went to a Catholic university. So then where the nuns and the sisters were all, you know, their living quarters, we would go and knock on the door and ran up and down their hall, right? We climbed the smallest person, because I ain't never been small. The smallest person climbed up through a window or something. It was open and came down and unlocked the door. And we went up there and we were just, so the guys, needless to say, they booked. They took off. They was booking. They was running. They just took off and left us there to fend for ourselves. Like, hey, y'all got yourself in this. Like, see you later or whatever. So that was fun. But, you know, it was also dangerous. So that, now that I'm thinking about that was 1994, 1995. That was some crazy years. Anyway, so did that. What else? Okay, so also being on the wild side of me, I guess I should tell you that when I lived in San Francisco, the person that I was with at the time was like, I think that we should go to like this orgy place, right? And I was like, the devil is a lie. Like hell I'm going. I went. Thank God Mary was visiting me. I was like, yes, so I don't have to seem like a punk, because now I have an excuse, even though, you know, they have everything. They have security guards walking through, and, you know, they had different levels and things like that. So they had like the dominatrix floor, and then they had like the same-sex floor, and, ooh, it was, yeah. That was pretty weird. That was strange. What else interesting about me? Let's talk about something else. I have lived in Inglewood, California. I've lived in Oakland. I've lived in Iowa. And now Georgia. I was thinking, but I've visited places for an extended period of time, but I did not actually have like mail coming there, like living there. So I don't count that. What else about me? I've done online dating. And there's one thing about me. I pretty much do, well, then, not so much now. Now that, you know, I'm trying to become a different person. But back then, I pretty much would do just about anything at least once. So that's why I always said, Lord, if you allow me to have any children, they're not going to be able to get away with anything. So anyway, we'll see. So let's see. Where I lived, I'll try anything about once. Oh, food, y'all. I'm so picky about food. I don't like for my meats to be wet. Meaning, I don't like smothered chicken, smothered pork chops. I don't like sauce on my ribs. I don't like barbecue chicken, you know, that kind of stuff. Bake my stuff or fry it. Don't be putting all that stuff on my meat. Anyway, so yeah, I know, weird, right? What else about me? Oh, you guys, in the car, I hardly ever listen to the radio because I have thoughts going on. I am just in a different zone, I guess. I don't know. No music in the car. Sometimes, now this is weird, like if I'm on my way to church or to Bible study or to choir rehearsal on Wednesdays or something like that, I'll listen to it. And when I'm in other people's cars, I like to listen, and I know the songs, you know, because I listen to Pandora when I fall asleep. But in my car, hardly ever. And when I do turn it on, it's just barely so you can hear it. It's not going to be like booming or blasting. Even if it's a song that I like, I won't sing it most of the time. Sometimes I'll turn up a little, but sometimes I'll just be in that zone and I just want to hear them sing. But in other people's car, give me the microphone, honey, and microphone check 1 2 1 2. Like, let's get it going. Like, let's get it. But in my car, let's see what else about me. I am not a morning person. Oh my goodness. Not a morning person. I do mornings because I have to do mornings, not because I like to do mornings. I am a late afternoon, evening, and that type of person. That's this girl. Not all that early morning stuff. What else about me? I am new to the makeup world, and I'm wanting to get better and do all of that and build my collection and things like that. I'm wanting to do those things because it's exciting. It's exciting to me. I'm a little parched, y'all. Excuse me. Because it's exciting to me, but oh, and not too many people know that I have a YouTube channel because it's not really where I want it to be. I don't really have a place to film. I don't really have a nice background. I don't even know what kind of content I want to do. Like, I'm just so all over the place, so I don't tell a lot of people. But some people have found me like, hey, I didn't know you had, and I'm like, how you know that? So that's like really weird or whatever. Let's see what else about me. My favorite food is a toss-up actually between Mexican and Italian. I love them both equally and could have pasta every single day of the week if you let me. She would. Let's see. I recently stopped smoking last year after being a smoker since like 94, since I was, since all that stuff I told you that happened at the Mount. Oh, well, at that school I told y'all about. Yeah. And I just cold turkey. One day I got a whiff and I was like, what is that? Heifer, that's you and all that nicotine. I said, oh, she don't like that on her. We got to change something about that. Plus, I couldn't breathe, and I was having a hard time breathing and catching my breath. And, you know, working with children, you got to be able to do all that stuff. And she was not able to do it. So, whew, Lord have mercy. So I just quit, y'all. I just quit cold turkey. So, and I had been smoking from the age of like 17 to, oh my gosh, y'all, I just realized from 17 to age 37, that's how long I smoked. So what is that, 30 years? Daggone near, right? And I just quit cold turkey, y'all. Like, wow. Let's see. I am the oldest on both sides of the family. My grandmother on my mom's side, she only had 4 children. And only 2 of those children had children, which was my mom. She had 2, my brother and myself. And the middle girl, my aunt had a daughter, just 1 child. Now, my Uncle Ricky was the only boy, and he didn't have any biological kids. But when he was at Clark, Atlanta, he met his wife, and she was already pregnant when they met. And so my cousin Nick, he just grew up like a cousin because we don't, we just didn't discriminate like that. So, yeah, so growing up, it was just me, my brother, and Nick, and it was just four of us. Yeah, very small, very, very small. And then what's weird too is that the siblings, like my mom's siblings, their spouses came from small families. So that's weird. So because I'm going to say when, not if, but when I get married, I would like for my husband to have a nice sized family, because I never had that. And most people that I've dated have had significantly larger families, and I just love family. That's another thing. Another fact, I love love, and I love family. Oh my goodness. Family time and all that kind of stuff, game nights, and it can be 3 of us or it could be 12 of us. I don't care, I just love family. I love togetherness. I just love that. What else about me? I like to sing in the shower. That's it. But I'm in a choir, but you'll never hear me do a solo. My choir director's been, come on, Thea, come on, Thea. You better go head on with that. I'm like, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready. And what's crazy is I don't have a problem with public speaking. I don't have any of those phobias. But singing in front of people, I guess because my singing voice, I don't like my singing voice through a microphone. Like, I can sing it, just like in choir rehearsal or whatever, standing next to people, that kind of stuff. But with that microphone like this, and you say, she don't want to do that. She does not want to do it, okay? Let's see, what other interesting facts about me. I have 2 godsons, 1 goddaughter, and my goddaughter is actually my cousin, my aunt who had the 1 child. We grew up more like sisters than cousins, and she had a daughter, and we were really close at one point. So she asked me to be her godmother. So she's actually my cousin, but she's also my goddaughter too. And then my 2 boys, my godsons is my best friend, Karen, her 2 boys. Karen and I have been friends since the 7th grade. So 26, 27 years now, something like that. So yeah. Let's see, what else can I tell you guys about me? My brother is no longer with me, and I want to go back to LA because I want to go visit his site, his grave site. I want to do that. And I'm going to make that happen very soon. And another thing about me is that I love sweets, y'all. Love sweets. Anyway, I guess that is enough because my thing is blinking telling me it's going to cut off soon. So I love you.